Hello and welcome back to Cultist Simulator. I believe last time we had visited the Mantis to see what goodies we could get. So beyond that, I think we're good to go ahead and start. And yeah. So, we did improve our position at Glover and Glover, so we are now under Mr. Alden, who sometime soon I think we will have to deal with. But we will go ahead and just continue to work. Now, should I go ahead? I think finding a few more people to talk to, or to be able to bring into the fold of our cult would be helpful. And it looks like we have an improved glimmering. So going off of that, we can continue to one more, and I believe, well, two more, and we should be able to gain an extra passion. Very helpful. Okay, so we are despairing, and we also had some fascination. Here we go. A peculiar rumor. Or we could visit either one of these. Now, I believe we do have some tentative evidence. And the problem with the peculiar rumor is that it would give us notoriety, but I think Hecker's with it, and we're going to go ahead and do that. So this isn't necessarily the best choice. It may very well lead to my early demise, but it could also be manageable. I think. Yeah, we only have 88 seconds on this, and it looks like I think we'll be fine. Worst case scenario, we just simply end up with another tentative evidence. So track down a rumor. I suspect that at the end of this story, I may find someone who will hear what I have to say. And I think for the moment, we'll go ahead and hold off on visiting the Mantis anymore. There's not too much more we need. This is a problem. A problem that I think that we're going to take drastic measures to fix. So we'll go ahead and get some more opium. Highly drastic measures. I'm just going to become a freaking drug addict in this game. Okay. Yeah. Let's see. Our tentative evidence is counting down. I'd like to study Apollon and Marsyas. But we are also trying to improve ourselves. Early game, it's mostly about improvement, and unfortunately, actually that'll end up being fine. Everything will work out. So I don't think we have anything we necessarily want to dream about at the moment. And we now have our improved glimmering. We combine these two. I believe it's 2. Yes. So that will get us our third passion. Now, if we wanted to, we could go up to 4. I'm not worried about that at the moment. With the help of a collection of poetry. And actually, would have gotten another contentment anyway. However, we can go ahead and... Okay, lots of stuff suddenly. Oh no. Yes, unfortunately I forgot to pay attention to Alden, so he did not give us our money that we rightfully deserve. We could also get rid of our fascination. And it will be a season of fascination, so let's go ahead and get rid of our... Well, wait, this has 53. This is 118. Well, I think we have to do this. Does this take 60? It does take 60. So unfortunately, we're going to lose this compassion before... Or, not compassion, contentment before this counts down. An unpromising address, but a promising resident. We got our notoriety, and now we meet Rose. Rose is a slybus, and she recognizes you as someone uncommon. So, thank you, Rose. Let's see. So currently, I think we're just kind of waiting on timers. We're mostly waiting on timers. And this will be another acquaintance. I think since we have enough of these, we'll go ahead and start doing the actual, what would you call that? The intro, the hazing? Hazing? It's not hazing. What am I thinking of? Ah. So we get an additional hanger-on. Okay. So unfortunately, the hanger-ons aren't super useful. Well, they have their uses. Just, I think not in a way that the hanger-ons would themselves enjoy. Let's go ahead and start. Yeah, let's go ahead and start recruiting them into. So currently they're just acquaintances. We have to perform the ceremony. We will recruit an acquaintance by invoking Lantern. This one is ready. Let me get that. And we can go ahead and continue. Okay, so now we have started to recruit them into the fold. Okay. We get a second glimmering a lesson learned. So let's go ahead. He who desires but acts not breeds pestilence. Stop. So we composed ourselves. Enid speaks softly, and sometimes her gaze doesn't focus on anything visible. She sees things that others don't. So, we now have a believer. And we'll go ahead and continue to do this with our followers. Now, Alden's asking for our attention. Is there anything we could use from the Manses right now? Because of the fact that we're not currently actively exploring, so we could seek out secret places of the city, or we could uncover sites in the Shire. So I guess that means that we can go visit the hobbits. But since these guys are all so low level, I don't like doing that early on. Eldridge has almost learned not to pick his teeth with his knife in conversation. He has not yet learned to leave his knife in his boot. So, we will continue the recruitment drive. Now we get to perform the ceremony on Neville. I wonder, actually, we do have Moth. Are we able? No. Okay. Unfortunate. And it should say, the light in the wood, not enough. There's an hour in the wood, this much I know. Here's a night through the trees? Light through the trees. Oh boy. My eyes! I can't read that well. Yeah. So, fortunately, I guess we will go ahead and visit the wood then. My desires grow in number. It may be that they will always outpace my actions. That's a little too real, to be honest. The fact that what you want, the things that you want to do is outnumbering the time you have in order to do it. At least that's the way that I would read that. In the original myth, Marsyas lost a musical contest and was flayed by Apollo, who later regretted it. In this version, Marsyas' skin has a further history. So we are, unfortunately, accumulating dread. quite rapidly. That could potentially become an issue. Neville pauses before he speaks and flinches easily. He's sensitive to deeper matters. Let's do you next. So, it looks like we have Apollo. We can probably fast forward. Make this progress a little bit faster. Renia continues to pursue her appetites discreetly, although her ambitions have grown. Oh my. I'll continue doing the named ones first, so I can continue reading off. So we did get an additional erudition. We don't really have a need for that at the moment. And back to the Mansis. So we do not need a buzzing in the brain at the moment. That can be helpful later. Let's go to the well. Vitality. Probably would have wanted that more, to be honest. The well in the wood is sacred to the Grail, the hour that hungers, and to the velvet, the hour that guards secrets. Tonight, as I approached, it heaved with the velvet's moss, struggling waves of deep and vibrant green, pulsing again and again from its throat. It surged around my calves, rose to my thighs, and this morning I still feel the velvet's breath strong within me. I think currently we're just kind of waiting around. And the wary detective is after us. The skin of Marsyas gives oracles and is later smuggled to Phrygia. Phrygia? I don't know how to pronounce that at all. Where the priestess of Cybele use it for a drumhead. At the opera's climax, the pounding of the drum drives would-be violators of the priestess to suicidal madness. The opera ends with a wistful hymn from the young priestess on the beauty of mountain pines. Something about... So we're just going to casually go over the fact that the skin of a person was used to make a drum, drives people mad, and then we're just going to kind of think about... we're going to pull a... Oh, why is this escaping me? The Sound of Music, the scene where, or not scene, but the pretty famous part where the girl is sort of dancing around in the middle of the pines. If anybody knows what I'm talking about, please validate my lunacy. We can. I really don't want. Like, I don't think that visiting the wood is necessarily helping us. I mostly just wanted to test that. So no, we still do not have the right lore to continue. So it's probably either locksmith. So it's locksmith. I would assume lantern. Or I'm not sure what the third one would be. I'm just gonna let that tick and dream. Which isn't necessarily helpful, but... So we get our money back, or we get our money. Dorothy is an enthusiastic... Ooh, let's try that one again. Dorothy is an enthusiastic sort, and I have turned her enthusiasm to our advantage. Oh, Dorothy. You're only mildly horrifying. That is not the right order. First, the cook, then the associate, and then the ceremony. There we go. And we're not currently studying anything. That seems unproductive. I don't think we'll be able to produce enough vitality without working. Which is maybe something I'll work on later. So we are only becoming mildly disorganized. It's fine. Laidlaw has begun to understand the limitations of ingenuity and the power of sacrifice. And finally, well, not quite finally, but more or less, we have Rose. Wrong one. Wrong! Don't do that to me. There we go. Start. Okay. Let's see. So. This is mildly what I was worried about. I'm certain that my adversary has lodged a copy of their notes elsewhere, with their solicitor, with their superior, or even with the contact in the press. This is troubling. So we now have tentative evidence on us. So this isn't necessarily the worst, but the only real issue of this currently is, so we have to now watch out for producing more notoriety, but the weird detective will occasionally, maybe he's not, does he have, oh no, he doesn't have that, never mind. He might be able to randomly produce evidence, even if it's not there. Although I'm not quite sure. That might be someone else that I'm thinking of. Rose is a sly miss, but loyal. I'm never too happy with the Edge followers. I don't know. I think Edge is my least favorite of the aspects. Dreams of doors. I dreamt of opening doors, red doors and gold doors, and doors of glass, and doors bound like books, and railway cages, doors, and castle gates. Behind one was something I seek. I woke with the slamming of doors, still in my ears. Quite the nightmare. So I'll go ahead and initiate the hanger-ons. And we could produce more occult scraps, but considering the fact that, like, we only have 2, what I really need currently is funds. We have a distinct lack of funds. So what I should go ahead and do is start exploring the city. Let's see if we can get a hulking fellow to help us out. This one is loyal, but lacks initiative. Okay. Go ahead and bring in all the hanger-ons. Professional muscle. Actually, I think this is the one I was thinking of. You, my good sir, take our payment. We have work for you. I believe, yeah, these are all the same. Whoop. Whoops. Go ahead and continue that. What? Oh, I didn't realize that this has gotten so far. Oh, no. Uh-oh. That could very quickly become an issue. Uh-oh. We need to... So we now have professional muscle. I'll break them in half. That is quite aggressive, sir. Let us visit the Godisis. Hopefully that works out. What does this say? The backdrop of tonight's performance are painted with nightmare images of the Piranesi, vast impossible subterranean prisons. The dancers are monster masks, sudden as fire, each movement snapping with a wicked intent. Oh no, that does not sound good for my sanity, good sir. I am very much worried. Okay, so we have now initiated all the pawns. And what I'll go ahead and do is I'll just 60 seconds. Unless this counts down a second time, that will go ahead and just work. Oh, good thing. The dancers pass beyond the backdrops, cross them, seem to move upon their staircases and drawbridges. Their bodies become smudged with backdrop paint. A growl arises from the audience. The walls of the house. And, can you go ahead and explore the city? Buzzing the brain. Yeah, that's what I thought. We can go to the Temple of the Wheel. Ah! A subtle flaw. Laces uncoil, windows swing open, locks move as if oiled. Okay, so that's not what we were looking for. And with that, I think that, unless we're looking for occult scraps or furtive truths, it's time to stop visiting the wood. This is what I was hoping for. Streets strange by moonlight. So we will go ahead. Sometimes the light of the moon is keyed to other spaces. I found a place where, for a night or two, the street curves in unfamiliar ways. If I walk here, I might find insight, or I might touch something. Don't go touching random things, kids. I don't need a subtle fracture. Please give me contentment. Alden is asking for our attention. Okay, so I didn't quite time that right, but let's go ahead and throw you back in there. Now, we get Alden back, or we get our position at Glover. Glover, send a potent minion to murder an annoyance. I am out of patience with this nuisance. This should be an end to this matter, but they could possibly survive, and the attempt will draw attention. And we're not worried about killing our own minion, because this is just hired help. So we're not working at the moment. Could paint. I don't know if that necessarily be helpful at the moment. We could paint. Or we could do unskilled labor. If I was trying to increase our health, I'd probably do that. Let's go ahead and paint. Unfortunately, here, I'll wait for this to count down. So we'll use all of our passion. You never know. This might be a living. So, and now we need inspiration. A mood piece. This should have an impact. So, fascination. Visions pass me with the Pavant's grace, a window over a wood, a garden of ice, a shivering sun, a woman of glass. I will return home reluctantly. That is not what I was hoping for. We did also get old, unhappy, far-off things. Moth finds light in the dark, and so do I. So, yeah, okay. Despair overwhelms me. This is almost the end. Find contentment now, or it is over. So, purchase a tincture of opium. Oh boy. Let's see. I only have 1 funds. I can't afford to get the extra paints. Oh, okay. Visions pass me. Okay, it says the same thing. But we now want to gain extra contentment. We get additional rest. Oh, wait. Ah, no, I can't do that. Shoot. Okay, we also aren't studying anything at the moment, but as I said, our main issue with that is that we're not, like, we don't have... We need a collection of essays to improve our reason. I guess we could go ahead and improve our passion once more. Okay, lots of stuff is going on. And we get an additional... Oh no, that's not an additional one, that's just the contentment that we got. We do get a place behind desire. This is the... Recent work has drawn some attention. That something should sell. So we get a subtle fracture, a little bit of glimmering, mystique, more contentment. That is good. I don't think we'll actually be able to hold on to it long enough, but get our passion back. And this is what I was saying about painting. It's not like a bad way to make money. It's just it creates too much clutter. And we get 2 funds. We could be worse off. Now, we did get extra glimmering, I think. Let us study. And we will go ahead and try to improve our passion. Now, we have... Okay, we did get some extra erudition. That's not necessarily helpful. And we did also get a subtle fracture. I think... let us continue visiting Streets by Moonlight, hoping for an additional contentment. I just realized that did get some. We are also sick. Unfortunately, that was handled, but we will need an additional glimmering. That is helpful. Ending an annoyance. My minion has returned with a trophy. The annoyance has been extirpated. Now, that currently does not have a number on it. We get notoriety, a casual human corpse, and we get back our professional muscle. So, that is a little bit of progress in the right direction. I don't think we need... So, I don't want to try and kill the weird detective as good of a... Like, because... Oh, shoot, we have tentative evidence. Okay. Everything could go horrible very quickly. Yes, very quickly everything could go quite horrible, as I was saying. So I think... Okay, we're gonna have to do some trickery. Oh boy, oh boy. Okay, this is not as scary as it seems. This is not the worst situation to be in currently. What we need to do... So, our position at Glover and Glover is going to hold off in the moment, even though we did just improve it, and that is actually a good thing. That took our... dread. That is helpful. So, I'm not worried about the extra glimmerings, but we'll go ahead and keep visiting here. So that will cancel itself out. We can take care of the health here. So what we need to do... I'm going to keep going just for the sake of seeing whether or not I can pull this together. So this is we'll continue doing this just in case everything does work out. Now, our main issue currently is the notoriety and the fact that this human corpse, if we read it, even after the corpse is gone, notoriety will remain. So mainly what that means is that unless you do something with the corpse, it will attract more people. Now, we're going to let this count down. And actually, we're going to go on normal. We're going to let this count down to like less than 1 second. We have additional restlessness. That's not great, but I have bigger things to worry about because this won't kill us. That's canceling itself out. Okay. So. That's fine. So we're going to talk to the weary detective. Perhaps we could parlay, or perhaps I could send something to ambush him. Now, I know I said earlier it's not the best idea to kill the detective, but Send a potent minion to murder a hunter. My minion is powerful. This hunter is unlikely to survive, but the attempt will draw attention. Now we can let this count down. The bigger issue we have is we need to distract. Okay, so what we're gonna do, will you take a human? You will not take a human corpse. Have to be really fast. Okay, now we use the notoriety. That is not the button I meant to push. We will use the notoriety and art piece. Inspiration. Restlessness, sure. We'll prevent that counter from going down. This is advanced tactics, folks. Advanced tactics. Now, this pops out. It is currently looking for our adversary. Fortunately for us, I didn't think about how it's going to handle this health. We can't currently do too much about that, so that will have to hold off. We don't want that turning into decrepitude. We will... So now we let this count down, and it is looking for the detective, which we have hidden away. We have Mystique! Everything might be ruined. Might be. Hopefully not. We don't have funds to pay for paint, unfortunately. Actually... Oh, no. Okay. This actually is not the best. Contentment goes there. Let's just keep on visiting that. Even though this is not super helpful at the moment. An adversary, there's always someone who doesn't understand, who understands too well. This troublemaker may seek evidence of our activities and share with the authorities, so currently we might end up with two. And it is Inspector Wakefield. Zachary Wakefield, a melancholy but remorseless inspector of police. He has recently been seconded to the Suppression Bureau. So he is grim, meticulous, and just the other average too. Okay, so this is... Oh boy. Alright. I may have made our situation much worse. Yeah, glimmering, sure. So we're gonna go ahead and use a collection of poetry. And I think... So currently we're gonna wait to see how this goes. Hopefully this gives me enough funds that I can fix this affliction. Apparently it went pretty well. My recent work is considered notable. I've exhibited the latest paintings publicly. Surely someone will buy something. So we get our passion back. Now here's the main issue. We have now turned... We did not get rid of this notoriety, so we now have 2 notoriety, still. We have plenty of mystique. The good news is at least we have a little bit of money. And we do still currently have the tentative evidence. So I can pay for medicines. That's the good news here, is that I can pay for my medicines. And let's go back to working at Glover & Glover. The office crackles with the news of Alden's unexpected absence. A scrawny... Scrawny? Is that actually... Okay, it helps if I get super close. Apparently I'm blind. A scrawny, nervous fellow from the 4th floor has been promoted supervisor of records. Temporary, unlike Alden, he does not interfere with my work. So it seems like we now have a much easier time at work. And... this is the thing we're looking for. This is the thing that we're really worried about currently. Fascination. Okay. Well, we can easily get rid of that. And I think we'll stop visiting streets at moonlight. This, I think, yeah, this has been completely abated. So, did we at least... Oh, no. Oh, wait, yes. So my minion has returned with a trophy. We get our professional muscle back, additional notoriety, and another human corpse, which will eventually turn into notoriety. So, I may have just made my situation worse, but we have at least held it off for the moment. That said, this is the end of this episode. I'll see you guys next time.